Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, I have a weird top-bottom video because I want to share with you the degrade of certain products, even luxury products. We're talking Chanel here. This is a box for sunglasses from the early 2000s. It was a boutique exclusive edition. It has a pearlescence to it. You can see it still has that pearlescence. It was supposed to be a limited edition pearlescent sunglass container. And as you can see, all of these details here, it's kind of starting to rip and tear. Now, it's actually much worse than that. I have to be careful how I touch it because all of the soft makers, the chemical components that keep plastic flexible and soft, they've started to degrade and melt. So, what does this mean? This means that basically this piece of plastic is melting, literally liquefying in front of our very eyes. And so you can see how glossy it is. It's super sticky and gooey. These are the pressure points where, you know, the container was kind of standing on a shelf. I had it in my archives stored, always aired, no humidity whatsoever, but touched it. So it was in a beautifully, dry place. And in fact, the only reason why it didn't degrade even more than it already has is because it was in really good, it was in a really good place. But unfortunately, everything falls apart with time. This is the decay. So I took the glasses out. The glasses are safe and protected. But let me open it up for you. See, look, you see, just by pulling it, it rips. So the inside is still fine. You know, it's like kind of that classic interior that we know from Chanel. A little bit cheaper because back then they would just kind of flock a plastic shell interior. And then they would sew on to the interior plastic shell a Chanel logo, right? But the rest was... well, the exterior is as it is now. Usually the standard ones are black, like a plasticky kind of pleather exterior, but this pearlescent version was a limited edition. So I have here Q-tips that I've kind of drenched with a solution to, what this does is it's a degreaser. It takes kind of grease off. But so if we're, look at this. So if I'm to kind of rub here, oh, this thing is drenched in the liquid. You can see how all of this just kind of goes off. It just pops off and it's completely liquid. On the side even, my fingers are getting super gooey and sticky. Check this out. Look at this. See this? It's literally liquefying. This thing is literally dripping with time. Look at that. All of this that once used to be a gorgeous pearlescent finish case is now turning into goo in front of our very eyes. Now, obviously, this is a process that took almost 20 years. Let me throw this away. So this is a process that took almost 20 years, right? So, but still, no matter how you store this stuff, it just will degrade with time. Look at this. So there's no saving this, is basically what I'm trying to say. When it gets to this point, ooh, cha, apologies. When it gets to this point, oh my God, look, it's completely sticky. When it gets to this point, there's no saving it. Luckily enough, the glasses inside are safe. So they are not damaged. They did not receive any, none of this kind of chemical solution came onto the glasses. But a similar fate awaits our Chanel costume jewelry boxes. The current ones that they have now, they're trying to change them a little bit. They're making them a little bit better than they were because they had a lot of plastic and kind of the plasticky ones with the folded like a it's not like a like a suede-y feel plastic, it's kind of folded and you have your brooches, and costume jewelry is always folded in those weird kind of like pouches. They are decaying and falling apart with time as well, especially the older ones. They're kind of, you know, where that rubber plastic thing bends, they're cracking. So plastic is not, you know, always the solution, you guys. It's, as you can see here clearly, this is there's no saving this. This little thing is garbage, you know. It's like, also, you see this more yellowy part? So underneath this thin veneer is liquid. It's like gooey liquid. So if this were to burst open, it would be similar to an effect of acne, you know, like a pus, like a pustule. If I were kind of to pop it, it would kind of ooze liquid outside of it. It's insane. I've never seen, oh, here, you can see all of these deposits. All of these are kind of, all of this is, they're kind of like, oh, there you go. This one kind of popped. So I've never seen something decay this terribly, but most things will degrade like this, especially if it's soft plastics and with these special pearlescent finishes. And this has nothing to do with, you know, the quality or lack of quality of Chanel or other brands. I mean, this has to do with materials and evolution of design and evolution of technology and how certain products are meant, you know, fashion. Coco Chanel herself said fashion is supposed to die and die fast for the sake of commerce of fashion, so that people keep buying. Now, if you want to preserve something like this for a longer period of time, well, you just can't. You just can't. So I decided to make this video, and kind of, it's a bittersweet video because, I mean, you know, this is kind of the last time we're going to see this little cover. Early 2000s sunglasses, and which, you know, whoever still has a couple of these, they're probably all melting away now. And look at that beautiful double C in gold. Usually they're kind of silver, but this one is in gold. So that's in metal. So this thing is kind of still doing okay, but all the liquid around it, all that plastic melting around it, is just, you can't save anything here, really. Thankfully, the sunglasses inside, which are limited edition boutique exclusives, they've been saved. They have none of this residue on them. Also, because the interior, as you can see, is still perfectly fine. But also, let's check, but I just wanted to say, be careful, you know, when you're storing your stuff and you're not using it for some time, it might get quite damaged. And it was also dripping all that goo on the back side. So if I'm, yeah, there it is. If I'm to kind of just clean this off, look at that. It just pops open. And then what's underneath is a white base. But that's just, you know, that's that. Not just these packages and boxes of sunglasses are going to decay, but we are as well. I guess it's just a part of life. Nothing lasts forever, you guys. This is just a reminder. Even beautiful, beautiful things also have an end. And again, this is no critique to Chanel the brand. You know, people experiment with, brands experiment with materials and products and shine and texture. They, you know, back then they thought, well, this is a beautiful pearlescent effect. Let's use this material. They probably didn't think that somebody would want to store this case for like 20, 30, 40 years. Somebody did. That would be me. Let me wash my hands, and then I'm going to actually show you the sunglasses that were in here. And here are the glasses. They are gorgeous. They have a little teardrop, which is a pearl, and then little tiny crystals there as well, 2 tiny Swarovskis. Still kind of sticky a little bit, but here you get to see the pearl. It's a glass pearl. And early 2000s, very Y2K. The most exclusive of the Y2K designs, I want to say, because, you know, Chanel also had a lot of pretty ugly glasses back then, but they were very typical to the time. And so we have the Chanel logo on one side, and then we have the product number, which is, you can see by the number that these were boutique exclusives. How far can I get this? in for it to actually focus. Not really. Well, they are made in Italy, and it's 19139, and then the color code is L2480. This is a typical way of stamping product numbers for boutique exclusives. The regular retail models that were available through authorized Chanel retailers had different coding systems altogether. So that's a very kind of easy way to see that these were boutique exclusives. Very delicate shades. They have the Chanel logo in the front. Doesn't want to focus, but it's there. There it is in metal. And I do believe that, yeah, there it is. Sorry, can't see. There it is, the double C logo in the back. As well as probably a Chanel logo on the temples. Yeah, there it is. So even though they're so tiny and slim, they still have their branding. So this beautiful model has been saved from that terrible case back there, which I'm not even going to touch now because I don't want to get any of it on the glasses. Now I'm going to find a new case for them, a safe one, a more modern one, in which I can preserve them. So I'm also going to now blend in. I can't even put them down because of the pearl. I'm going to blend in here for you an image of me wearing them, so you get to see how that looks like. This photo, I've taken this photo a couple of years ago. Now, when I took this photo, the actual box was not liquefying as this thing was not as liquefying. This box was not as liquefying as much as it is now. So interesting how fast the process how it speeds up with time. Anyway, you guys, just wanted to show you how things don't last forever. So be very careful with your things. Use them, wear them, enjoy them. And again, most of these luxury items that are meant to be worn, like, sunglasses or bags, I don't see them as investment pieces. I see them as things you wear to enjoy and love as long as you're alive and as long as they're functional. But if you're kind of going to think, you can preserve certain objects like these novelty pieces, well, chances are you're going to probably end up with a liquefied piece, or it's going to tear or break, or, who knows what happens. So what is the moral of the story? Wear and enjoy the pieces you love today, because tomorrow is not a given. Thank you all guys so much for watching. Never forget to never give up on love, and subscribe.